Okay, we're live. We're back.
Okay, what was he talking about?
Isaiah 28 and 12. What was he speaking about?
Um,
Well, you was right at 9, stammering lips.
Oh yeah, the buffoonery.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 12. It says, a matter of fact, I'll start back at 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest, wherewith you may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet would they not hear. Oh, because we were speaking about John the Baptist, the history thing with the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you said Yahushua spoke.
Yeah, he was
like that.
really snapping on Herod.
yeah, John the Baptist. The scriptures tell you how he dressed. He wore camels. He wore a girdle.
Camel's hair.
And he was homeless. He was living out in the wilderness.
Yeah, he wasn't the most fancy dress, but yet Yahushua
And I
said.
show you that was Elijah, you know,
That's right.
because Elijah lived out in the wilderness. He didn't have no home to go to.
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, Yahushua told the disciples that John the Baptist was Elijah. He didn't. He wasn't coming in the spirit of Elijah. All right. He was Elijah.
The same spirit.
And why can't Christians get it?
They're blind.
No, he was coming in the spirit of Elijah. Well, the spirit of Elijah is Elijah.
Right.
The spirit of Elijah is Elijah. The spirit of John is John. You know?
Yeah, the Lord said he will give unto them from generation to generation.
Yeah, we're spirits and bodies, man.
But Jacob going off. Give me, what is that? 1 Corinthians 14, verse 32. I believe it's in.
Yeah, you seem to forget, you wacky-tacky Christians, we are spirits and bodies. Because it tells you that in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, when you die, your spirit goes back to where? Back to the Heavenly Father, man.
Yep.
Your spirit leaves your body.
The Police sung a song called "We Are
Spirits in the material
in
world,
the
yeah.
material world.
That's a
are
bad jam,
spirits.
too.
In the material world.
That's
are
right.
Spirits.
That's
And
right.
this guy Sting has the spirit of a Jake in him.
Yeah, he has a spirit
Sting
of
is
Jake.
a straight up Jake.
Yeah, he's
man.
a Jake. He's a Jake. Definitely. He sing that song, free, free, set them free. If you need somebody,
That's it.
call on my name. Come on, man. That ain't no cracker, man.
That's it.
You can. Come on, man. Come on, y'all need to stop it, man. Giving Esau all that credit.
Stop it already, nigga.
Esau ain't got no flavor like that. You got it, bro.
All right, 1 Corinthians
Oh,
14.
9 steps of what you take. That's
Yeah,
it.
walking on the moon. yeah, that's a jab right there too. Hey, your apostles know music, man. We don't listen to
Well, I
that
don't
garbage.
Know I don't know music on the level of Gabar. Gabar is
Oh no, well, I gotta say, there was this one song, Richard Harris. Now I didn't know who did it. I knew the song because I heard it growing up, MacArthur's Park. But Apostle Alatar knew the artist. I didn't know, so that's why I say your apostles know music. He told me, he said, that was Richard Harris. I was what? And then I looked it up, and it was just like he said.
Yep, because I remember when it came out. I was a youngin'.
Yeah, MacArthur's Park. And then Donna Summer did a remake,
Did a
which
remake.
which hers was
Damn
pretty
good.
good too. Yeah.
Did a damn good remake.
Yeah. All right, you got it, bro.
1 Corinthians 14:32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Yeah, so what does that mean, man? A lot of you wacky-tacky Christians, no, he came in the spirit of Elijah. He wasn't. He was Elijah. And Yahushua told the disciples, that is Elijah, if you can receive it, which they could receive it because they were part of the elect.
Right.
You got it.
This is Isaiah 34:17. And he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line.
Yeah, each of the prophets had their, like Obadiah. Obadiah had a small lot, right? It's only one chapter long, but tell him his chapter ain't important.
Yep.
That's how you know who Esau is, man. Just by that one chapter of Obadiah, man.
Heavy. It says, they shall possess it forever. Generation to generation shall they dwell there.
What are they going to possess forever?
The truth.
The book. That's
Yeah.
the truth.
Book.
Yeah, Cornelius didn't have to. Cornelius didn't have to be in a cave somewhere holding the book for us, which Cornelius was an Israelite. That's what they taught at One West, and I gotta say that never really sat right with me. I never really accepted that. The white man had to hold the Bible for us while we went into captivity. That never made sense.
You that Ariana didn't have the whole truth.
Yeah, they didn't have the full truth.
We
Yeah.
have a lot. They gave us the truth. They gave us the amount of truth that we were supposed to get. But the Most High opened our eyes to a lot of new things And there's other camps that's bucking up against what we're teaching because they're saying, well, it wasn't taught by the original elders. Well, guess what? What it knew? Hey, the scriptures even tell you that. Damn, I can't even think how the phrase goes. Others have entered into their labor,
Yeah,
into
Labors,
their works,
yeah,
you know.
Hey, brothers, is the stream good? Brothers, let us know if the stream is good. Is there some funkiness going on here?
I got Daniel 12 and 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Okay, they say it's good. One time you had 37 people, and then it just dropped down to 7. Hey, they messing with the stream, man.
So I read that again. Let me go back. Daniel 12 and 13. It says, but go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Yeah, meaning that was Daniel, right?
That's right.
Yeah, meaning he would die, which really arresting. And
Well, he
come.
would have to be here, not
Yeah.
one of us in the car. Could be one of us in the car. You
Yeah,
know?
Daniel is
could
back.
be a brother in California. Could be a brother in Texas. Could be a brother in Chicago.
Yeah,
Could be a brother in Florida, Georgia, wherever. Could be a brother in Canada. Daniel is here, or he's in the spirit world. Either way, he's good.
That's right.
You know.
hey, brothers, all the prophets are back. You're going to tell me that in the most
Well, some of them
important...
in the spirit world.
Some of them are in the spirit world. Yeah, that's what I meant, man.
Elijah's not here in the flesh.
That's
King
true.
David.
King
That's
David,
true.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in the time...
Aaron the high priest.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're in a time where this is the prophets have been talking about this time for ages.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me the important prophets that the Lord uses, they're not going to be back now to finish their course? The Lord told the prophet John the Revelator, you must stand in your lot. Did you read that? Thou must prophesy. Revelation
Oh, no,
10,
that's where
is
I
it?
was at. That's where I was at.
Oh, okay. See, right.
I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, the Lord told,
Don't make a right.
them spirits are kicking up.
Active,
Yeah, active. Hey, the Lord,
There's the Edomite.
yeah. He said something about you asshole. I don't know who he was talking to.
That was the spirit.
Yeah.
He sees the spirits, you know.
Stern.
Spirits are stirred up.
Hey, well, that's the part of stirring up. Stir up your mind by way of remembrance. You know, this is the Lord stirring up His prophecy. Oh, wait a minute! Didn't He tell Habakkuk? Habakkuk said, "Revive thy works of the days."
There you go.
You know. And
Now,
this
who's
is
going to
what's
revive the work?
happening. The prophet.
The prophet, because Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants the prophets.
Right.
So the prophets are the Lord's workmen, man.
Yeah.
They're
Matter
the,
of fact, go to Malachi. And you see how the spirit is transitioning. We went into color, then we went into the homosexual sins and those. And now we're in the reincarnation.
yeah.
This is a spiritual thing. And
Yeah.
this is like a medley of great songs.
Yeah. Great tunes. Yeah. Con.
Hey, so let's deal with the reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
This is for you, vocab.
Yeah.
This session is dedicated to you, vocab.
This is special just for you. You remember this guy, what's his name? The dude in Jungle Fever at the end.
Sam Jackson.
I did this damn special
Just for you.
Pop.
Yeah. Yeah, the demons melting off him.
I got a new dance, mama.
Hey, one time we had 33. Now it's down to 4. They're messing with the, but we're still streaming though. Hey,
They'll pick it up. They'll get it tomorrow.
well they get it later. That's it.
You know? Hey, go ahead. So give me Malachi 4.
Yeah, let us know, man.
5.
If the stream is going, keep us up. What's going on, brother? Brothers.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 5.
Oh, 59 watching. Well, it says number 4. See that? So 59 watching, but it says 4. See it, right?
33 thumbs up.
You telling me they ain't messing with it. Go ahead.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. Behold,
I'm sorry, start at the top.
Yes,
Start,
sir.
hey, brother, it's a different subject, but start at the top.
Malachi chapter 4 verse 1, and
Because
this
this is going to go back into the missiles, and then it's
Right.
going to go into reincarnation. Go ahead.
which proves that when this particular event happens, that's when the destruction is going to come. Malachi chapter 4 verse 1, or you know, in that time frame.
Yeah.
For
Well,
behold-
at least I come and smite the earth with a curse. That smiting the earth with a curse are those missiles. Because the Most High is going to smite the earth with a curse.
Malachi chapter 4 verse 1, for behold, the day cometh, thou shalt burn as an oven,
It is.
and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Now, you can't understand it if you just open up the scriptures and read it. You don't know what the hell that's. What the fuck is that? What the hell is that talking about?
Yeah,
You know, that's your attitude.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell is that
What
talking
is
about?
that? Yeah, yeah.
Like if you went into somebody, and we might even pull somebody out the crowd out there and ask them, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you they won't know.
They won't know.
If we ask this Jake right there, I already know he won't know.
Nope.
Wearing the baseball cap, he won't know. But you got to put the scriptures together. When you put all them scriptures together into a big fist, you know,
Oh yeah. There's power there.
that power there.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
right. That's right.
Anyway, the way you understand these scriptures is precept upon precept, and we just read that. Line upon line, here a little and there a little. And that's why vocab, why I keep bringing up vocab? That's why vocab, you can't get it. And every time I mess with you, or you must be, I always ask you about the reincarnation thing, and what do? You do the same thing you always do.
Mm-hmm.
That's not reincarnation, no, it's not in the scriptures. But you won't do a sermon on it, a sermon net, you know,
Yep.
a discussion. You know, you're not gonna say, well, I'm gonna show Tar that he's going, because you can't.
That's right.
You can't, man.
Can't disprove it. Right?
And that's why you can't see that the missiles are gonna take out America,
Come.
which is Babylon the Great.
Yeah, plus,
You can't see that America is Babylon the Great.
no.
He,
Yeah.
this clown said that the whole earth is going to explode like the Death Star in Star Wars.
Oh boy.
When the scriptures say that the earth abideth forever.
Bide it forever. Yeah, there
Well,
you
he
go.
doesn't. That's what happened. That's what we keep telling you, vocab. And we gonna add you on to this too, Uncle Ruckus, aka Doctor Eric Mason.
The big sword.
Get a team of lawyers. Should try to resurrect what's his guy? Johnny Cochran. Get the dream team back together.
Yep. So they can help you.
So you can sue theological seminary school and get some of your money back, man.
That's it.
Because they done bullshit you, man. You don't know the scriptures like we know the scriptures. And none of you clowns go into prophecy.
Yeah.
If you notice, none of these churches go into prophecy. The only ones that go into prophecy are certain Edomites that are really, really deep into the scriptures, man. They'll go into the Hebrew, you know?
Yeah, like Van Ampe, Jack Van Ampe, back in the day. He used to go into
Well,
prophecy.
he might be a Jake. And
With
he
his
used-
wife?
He used to bring them there. Go to Matthew 24 now.
Yeah. Oh, he was getting, yeah.
He was getting down.
Yeah, Jack
He
Van
didn't have the truth, though.
Nope.
You see?
Rex Seller with his
Rex
wife,
Seller.
Rex Seller Van Ampe.
Yes, I'm Rex Seller. And on today's program.
Even Herbert W. Armstrong, man.
Well,
That-
fuck him. Don't even
No.
remember the con- This-
Well,
that old
yeah.
fucking devil thought he was Elijah the prophet. Well, he didn't know about reincarnation.
Well,
He
he used to go.
actually thought he was Elijah the prophet, man.
He used to go into prophecy too. That's the point I was gonna
Yeah,
make.
okay, well,
Herbert.
yeah, not all prophets.
No, yeah, you know, but he dabbled.
He got some fucking nerve.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Hey, but the point we're making is about prophecy, man.
Cause that old steel cracker calling himself Elijah. I didn't know that.
It's about prophecy, right? It's about prophecy, you know. Hey, it's about prophecy. That you know, we gave you some examples. Even though them dudes was going off, at least they knew that much.
They knew.
It was about prophecy.
They knew things that you simple-minded, bird-brained Negroes don't know.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Oh, well, even that group up in was it Canada when the apostles went up there? They had someone they believed to be.
Yeah, Detroit. They
Oh,
were
yeah,
from
yeah,
Detroit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we call him Johnny Cochran. The guy looked
Johnny
just like.
Cochran, yeah.
Yeah, because they read the scripture and they knew that the scripture say that
King David,
would
yeah.
be, resurrected in this
Yep.
time.
He showed us a picture. He said, "This is the guy we believe is King David," and we didn't beat the guy down. We said, "Oh, okay, cool," you know.
Yeah.
We were cool
that
with
was,
him.
when we went to that conference in Canada, man, everybody, they didn't start the meeting until we got there.
Yep,
and the
that's
first
true.
night we got there, when
That's
they
true.
were all speaking, and we came up and spoke, everybody was silent, man.
Everybody was silent. Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
That's right. Because our knowledge was so high.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they didn't know the Hebrew. They didn't know. The guy looked like Johnny Cochran said, I don't know everything, but I'm
Yeah,
really know.
yeah. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ricard was at his table.
Yeah.
So we had tables and shit, you know.
That's humility.
That's it.
Yeah, he was cool. That
Oh no,
dude
we
was
love
cool.
that brother.
He
We
was
love that
cool.
brother.
He was cool.
Except for that woman he had.
Oh,
that
yeah,
woman,
yeah,
she sounded like
yeah.
a parakeet.
Yeah, when she was reading the Bible. And the Lord said,
Take your time.
Take your time.
yeah, take your time. She did sound like a pet. Well, that's you women, man. You women are groupies, man. You know, you come on the. Hey, we're keeping it real in here. You know, you come on the comment. Shalom, brother. You know. Come on, man. You know, you women are. That's your spirit. The Lord give you. Hey, well, the women sang King
Yep,
David
that's
killed
right.
his what?
Just thinking about it. It's
King-
10,000.
10,000.
10,000s and
Saul killed his
Saul's
thousands, and
women are
that's where-
groupies.
and that's where the concept of the cheerleaders came from.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, cheerleaders, groupies.
Uh-huh.
That's it, man. You got it, brother.
All right, so this is back in Malachi 4 in the middle. It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them.
Hey,
neither-
wait a minute. Arrows can't burn you up. What the hell is that talking about? That's the missiles, man.
That's the missiles. That's
Right.
the missiles, man.
That it
That's
shall,
why the Most High put the spirit on these scientists to build these missiles. Isaiah 54th chapter, man. So anybody that says that's not talking about the missiles, you're a reprobate. You're clearly a reprobate.
That's it.
it says that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Yeah, you know what that means? Meaning nothing to build from. Because America is going to be, that's in thou shalt become a plain, O great mountain before
That's in,
Zerubbabel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, thou shalt become a plain. You know what that means, brothers? I mean, this place is going to be nothing left.
Leveled off.
Leveled off, man. Just one big. Well, in the movie Planet of the Apes, what did the ape said to Charlton Heston? He said, "Do not venture
Into the forbidden
into
zone.
the forbidden zone. You may not like what you
Well,
find."
what's the forbidden zone now?
America.
No,
Oh.
the scriptures.
Oh yeah, the scriptures. Yeah.
Forbidden bone. Forbidden bone.
Yeah.
Forbidden zone.
Forbidden bone. Yep. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, Esau, you had no business going into these scriptures,
That-
man.
for real.
Because you knew what we're teaching you. What we're teaching now. Esau already knew this, man.
That's
He
right.
knew that we're the Israelites. He knows
Yeah.
that he's an Edomite.
He know.
knows America's gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. All right. And that's why Revelation 12 and 12, he cometh down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time. So the devil knows, man.
He's not stupid.
And the devil's talking about Esau, the elite among the Edomites.
Yeah.
Right. The adversary.
That's right.
It's not written about them. Thou art wiser than Daniel. You know who's that talking about? Esau. So they know. They're not stupid.
Second Thessalonians.
Thessalonians.
It's the majority of you niggas that are stupid. The majority of you tribes, not just niggas, the majority of you tribes.
My people
For
are
you,
foolish.
you so-called Negro all the way down to you so-called Mexican. Majority of you are stupid. You don't know what's going on.
Especially you Latin. I hate to get on the Latin tribe.
Yep. That's true.
Jake got more consciousness. You know, Jake know about the whole Israel thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, you Latin tribes, you gonna have some problems. But guess what? That's good. You down there in Latin America, Central America, around the world, you ain't gonna get touched by the missiles.
Right.
Now the Latin, so-called Latin tribes that's up here, Gad and all them, 12,000 of them out of each tribe is gonna come out of them, man.
Yeah, that's right.
The rest of them in America, that's why the Most High set it up where all the tribes are up here now. If you was to go back to the turn of the century, you ain't had no Puerto Ricans up here. You ain't had no Mexicans up here.
That's true.
You know, you ain't had them other tribes.
What was that to the 50s?
The only ones you had was Jake. You didn't even have Benjamin up in here, man. Yeah, the Ephraimites started coming up here in the 50s. Issachar started coming up, what about the 50s? what 40s,
Right.
you know. And now in recent times, all the tribes are here, man. Them people are coming up through the border of America. Those are not even Israelites. Those are people of Honduras
Yep.
and
Guatemala.
Guatemala, Ecuadorians.
Yep.
And you know how many Ecuadorians up here in America, man? I grew up with Ecuadorians, man. They talk the same shit that Jake taught, but they
Food.
talk with an accent.
The food is the same.
Food is about the Spanish food.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
There goes the music.
There you got the music.
That's the tribe, man. Playing that music.
And you can to that music.
That's it.
Now, if this was the Moabites, you would be cling clang ching ching chang. You would be able to dance to that shit. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is our Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenants in thy mouth?
Yeah, that's Esau. You ain't got nothing to do with this Bible.
Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
And there's plenty of examples of you hating instruction. Like we mentioned earlier before, the homosexuality thing. The law, there's a law on homosexuality. You don't follow it. So you hate instruction.
Yep. And you got the whole world fucked up because you
Yeah.
got the whole world perverse.
Yeah.
Because everybody's following your lead because you're supposed to be the head right now.
Yeah, you glorify homosexuals. You know, anything that's violent, perverted against the scriptures, that's what you glorify.
You put the woman over the man.
Put the woman over the man. The scriptures tell you that the man is over the woman.
Yep.
You give
All
you,
these devils got the nerve to call themselves God-fearing people, right?
that's a joke.
And then you got the Bible Belt, which is the middle of America, and then you got the South, and you got all these sanctifiers, Yaquab would say sanctified, cranktified churches
Yeah.
among these Edomites,
Yeah.
but none of them call for a Sabbath. There's no Sabbath in this country.
Yeah.
Now, I remember back as a child,
Right.
you had what was called blue laws.
Blue laws.
And
Right.
on Sunday, everything was closed. You didn't have no grocery store. Back then, you didn't even have supermarkets, man. You
Yeah.
had grocery stores, man. You had the meat market, the milkman would bring you the milk
Right.
in that metal container.
Good
That good milk, that sweet milk,
clean milk.
that good clean, that real milk, man. That'll
Yeah.
milk you up,
Yeah.
you know.
Milk doesn't
Then you would go to the bakery to get bread or
Right.
cakes. You would go to the meat market to get meat, you know. Then you go to the grocery store to get like other things, and then they came up with the concept of a supermarket. These big supermarket chains.
Right.
But back then, everything was closed, man. Every fucking thing was closed. If you needed something from the grocery store, you had to wait until Monday.
Check that out.
And then on Channel 9, you had nothing but religious shows on all day.
Oh yeah.
So, and then in recent years, what did they do? They did away with the blue laws. They did away with the blue laws.
Yeah, they started
You had prayer in school. So like you had prayer in school.
Yep,
I remember that. Before school, we used to say prayers.
Yeah,
They
but
took that out.
that greed, corporate greed, man. You know. Now they have everything's open 24/7. You know.
Man, how much of a God-fearing nation are you, America, when you have prayer in the schools, then you take it out? You had the 10 Commandments in the court, you took that out. Come
Well,
on,
somebody
man.
that's got an open smartphone, put in AA, what was his name? AA Allen. AA Allen, the man who saw America destroyed.
And America, based upon the word Pastor Elatar just used, destroyed. America is being destroyed even as we speak. Because the word destroyed, when you look it up, it means destruction.
They're broken up.
So America's being broken. Even the freaking roads, man. The scriptures say that corrosion is spread. The worms cover the corrosion. These streets, man, these streets are terrible. Okay? And they're falling apart. The bridges are falling apart. The infrastructure of America is falling apart. So this place is being destructured even as we speak.
Destruction of America, A.A. Allen's prophecy.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. The brother sent me that. I ain't never heard of this guy. but he's supposed to be Gadite. One of his parents is a Gadite. Anyway, he died, but he had a... Go ahead and read the story. I'm sorry. Let me shut the hell up.
That says, Destruction of America, A.A. Allen's prophecy. My vision of the destruction of America, A.A. Allen, July.
By the way, he was a pastor. Go ahead.
Ooh, check that out. July 4th, 1954. That's when he had the vision.
Wow.
So-called, Independence Day.
Wow.
That's a video right there.
Oh, he said atop the Empire State Building. As I stood atop the Empire State Building,
That was a vision, of course. Go ahead.
I could see the Statue of Liberty.
Wow, wait a minute. He's on the Empire State Building, which is a symbol of America, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He sees the Statue of Liberty, which also is a symbol of America, the greatness of America.
Illuminating.
It's on July 4th,
Right.
the greatest day of the celebration of the history of America, the day of independence. Go ahead.
Illuminating the gateway to the New World. Here, spread before me like an animated map, is an area of 60 or 80 miles in diameter. I was amazed that the Spirit of the Lord should so move me there atop the Empire State Building. Why should I feel such a surge of His Spirit and power? Giant telescope. Suddenly, I heard the voice of the Lord. It was as clear and as distinct as a voice could be. It seemed to come from the very midst of the giant telescope. But when I looked at the telescope, I knew that it hadn't come from there, but directly from heaven. The voice said, 2 Chronicles 16:9, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show Himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards Him.
I don't know if that's a King James, but read that in the King James.
Con,
Yeah, okay. You want me to hold that
And
phone
ain't
for you?
nobody can tell me they ain't getting fed good.
Con, get your steak knife out. 1 Corinthians 16:9 in the KJV. It says, was it 1 Corinthians? No, sorry. Okay, 2 Corinthians. Bear with me. 2 Corinthians 16:9. It says, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show Himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward Him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars. That was, the Lord, I guess, speaking to Asa, the king. I was just reading. So it says, have wars. It says, immediately when I heard the voice of the Most High, I knew this was
That was Chronicles?
That was 2 Chronicles.
Yeah, because you
16:9.
said Corinthians.
Right. Oh, Salaki Chronicles. It says, immediately when I heard the voice of the Most High, I knew this was a quotation of Scripture, but never before had a thing come to me so forcibly by the power of the Spirit. Next one is automatic clock. The ticking of the telescope stopped. The man before me had used up his dime's worth. As he stepped away, I knew that I was next. And as I stepped to the telescope and dropped in my dime, immediately the ticking started again. The ticking was an automatic clock which would allow me to use the telescope for a limited time only. As I swung the telescope to the north, suddenly the Spirit of God came upon me in a way that I had not thought of before. Seemingly in the Spirit, I was entirely caught away. I knew that the telescope itself had nothing to do with the distance which I was suddenly enabled to see. For I seemed to see things far beyond the range of the telescope. Even on a bright, clear day, it was simply that the Most High had chosen this time to reveal these things to me. For as I looked through the telescope, it was not Manhattan Island that I saw, but a far larger view. Then now it goes into the North American continent.
That's right.
That morning, much of the view was impaired by fog, but suddenly, as the Spirit of the Lord came upon me, the fog seemed to clear until it seemed that I could see for thousands of miles. But that which I was looking upon was not Manhattan Island. It was all of the North American continent spread out before me as a map is spread upon a table. It says, it was not the East River and the Hudson River that I saw on either side, but the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean.
You saw America.
Yep. And instead of the Statue of Liberty standing there in the bay on her small Gulf of Mexico, she was between me and the United States. I suddenly realized that the telescope had nothing to do with what I was seeing, but that it was a vision coming directly from God. And to prove this to myself, I took my eyes away from the telescope so that I was no longer looking through the lens, but the same scene remained before me. Next one is great cities. They're clear and distinct. There, clear and distinct, lay all the North American continent with all its great cities. To the north lay the Great Lakes. Far to the northeast was New York City. I could see Seattle, Portland. Far to the northwest, down the west coast, there was San Francisco and Los Angeles. Closer in the foreground lay New Orleans. At the center of the Gulf Coast area, I could see the great towering ranges of the Rocky Mountains and trace with my eyes the continental divide. All this and more I could see spread out before me as a great map upon a table. The next one is gigantic hand. As I looked, suddenly from the sky, I saw a giant hand reach down. That gigantic hand was reaching out toward the Statue of Liberty. In a moment, her gleaming torch was torn from her hand, and in it instead was placed a cup. And that's a revelation.
Babylon
Right?
have been a golden cup.
Gotta go to that real quick. Let's
shit.
stop. Y'all getting a good meal today.
Damn.
Y'all getting a good. And Dewada to the brother that sent me. I forget. My memory doesn't serve me as to who the guy was. It was one of the brothers. He sent this to me, and I read it. I actually clicked. As soon as he sent it to me, I clicked on it and read the article, man. Now, what did you just read, brother?
I said that the angel, the great hand, ripped the torch out of the Statue
Ripped
of
the
Liberty's
torch out
hand
of her hand. Go
and
ahead.
put a cup in it.
And put a cup in it. Man, when somebody puts a cup in your hand, they're intending for you to drink it, right?
Yeah.
That's Jeremiah 49. You
Yep.
can hold that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Revelation
17. is it?
17,
Yeah.
which goes into Revelation 18.
Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations
Babylon is America.
America. Yeah.
There's a golden cup that made all the earth drunken.
Yeah. Their
Go ahead.
philosophy.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Their
Therefore, the
philosophy.
nations are mad, you know?
Yeah.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How
Where,
for her?
where you reading from?
Jeremiah 51.
Go ahead.
It says, how for her, I'm sorry, let me read that again. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country.
Isaiah 13. Everyone shall flee to their own country and to their own land.
She's not
I mean,
here.
these prophecies are the same one prophecy played over and over again and written in different styles.
That's it.
Right. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Now wait a minute. The hand, according to this guy, the hand came from where? From the heavens,
Heaven, yep.
and placed the cup. So judgment is reached what? Unto heaven.
I got a quick one if I may.
If you think the Heavenly Father ain't going to judge this place with destruction, then you're seriously retarded.
And he definitely gave a vision to this guy.
Oh yeah. Well, we could bring in the last day, which 1954. That ain't too far from the last days. He said in the last day he shall pour his spirit upon all flesh. All flesh mean whatever nation, and they shall prophesy.
And to
You know?
show you that, let's say the guy was an Edomite. Does the Most High give visions to other nations? Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the
Balaam.
account of Balaam.
Yeah.
Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shameful glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Wait a minute. You're drinking what? A cup.
That's right.
So there's that use of the word cup again.
The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yeah. Another good example of shameful spewing is the slave thing. This is coming out. All kind of information is coming out on the slave trade, which America had a huge part part in it.
bunch of Texas high schools, they wanted to do away with the whole slavery thing.
Yeah,
So that's showing you they want to hide, get rid of their past.
yeah, shameful spewing.
Yep.
Be upon your
And
glory.
you're required to pay for the past. Somebody give me right quick Ecclesiastes 3 verse 15.
Yeah, whenever we talk about slavery, say, well, that was in the past. You know, let bygones be bygones.
While they're saying that, let them read this scripture right here. Let this scripture that sound like law. Scripture.
Yeah.
Scripture. This is the scripture.
Stammering lips.
Take a gander on this.
Go ahead and read it, Doc.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 15.
Yeah, right.
That which has been is now. I'm sorry. Can I read up above one?
Yeah.
Verse 14.
Well, sure.
It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it, and the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before Him.
Yep.
That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past.
So you're gonna
There you
pay
go.
for your past, my man. You
That's it.
Edomite.
That's it.
And like I said, you don't want to be an Edomite, but guess what? You're an Edomite. You are Edomites. man.
You Edomite.
The Edomites are still here. The Edomites are still in power. You were Edomites back in Rome. Even these rabbis, these so-called Jewish rabbis, referred to the people of the Roman Empire as fucking Edomites.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, there's documents on it.
And you are the descendants of those same goddamn people.
That's
man.
it.
That's why when you make a movie, who do you get to play the Roman soldiers and the Caesars? You always get some white Edomite actor.
So-called white people.
So come on, Esau.
Stop it.
Yeah, you don't get the Chinese to play those parts.
That's it. You don't get Hamites, you know.
Yeah.
Ishmaelites.
So you need to quit, Esau. You're being revealed. Well, the scriptures say.
Well, you're not being. He's already revealed.
Yeah,
brother.
you're
Forget about
exposed.
that.
Yeah,
Forget
you're
about
exposed.
being. Take the being off.
Take the
Right.
being off.
He's revealed
He's revealed.
and continually being revealed.
That's a video right there. He's revealed.
Expose.
He's
That's why they hate.
revealed.
That's why they hate Great Millstone.
Yeah.
Especially the apostles.
Especially, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Expose on bitch ass E.
But you know what? We take it as a badge of pride when we're hated. See, when we're hated, we know we're doing the right thing. We're not trying to be. Yeah, we're not trying to be Mr. Popularity out here. Yahweh Shai was hated.
Right.
He was hated more than he was loved. So when you're hated, you know you're doing the right thing.
That's right.
Go ahead,
So going back to the vision, he said in the
Oh, you got to get more scriptures out, brother.
okay.
The cup.
Revelation.
The cup.
Revelation 17. You can read the whole Revelation 18.
God,
The cup.
Isaiah 34.
Isaiah 34.
All right. Revelation 17.
Yeah. That was Yasha. Shoot, with his arm hanging,
Dude, give me some more of that wine.
the bottom of his arm dangling.
Turkey.
Yeah, the turkey arms.
Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the.
I'm sorry, where you reading from?
Revelation 17 and 1.
Go ahead.
And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many
Which
waters.
we know, those of you that know that that's talking about America.
Yeah.
Not no goddamn Vatican City, right?
Right.
It ain't no Vatican City, man. All right, Nas. All right, what's his name?
I know.
Egghead.
Former egghead of
Detroit.
Detroit.
Egghead.
It says, with whom the
You were
king.
too nice to poke at, man.
Should
Talking
have.
about, yeah, you might be an Israelite. I said, man, I pray for the Most High. He's an Edomite.
That's Dr. Edom.
Dr. Edom. Well, he says he's Dr.
He
Edom.
called himself Dr. Edom.
Go ahead, Dr. Edom. I am Dr. Edom. I am Dr. Edom. Go ahead.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
That's right.
And that's why all these nations are doing the things that
Excuse me.
America is doing. Because they're following suit. They're not doing what the Vatican is doing,
No.
you know.
No. Hell
It
no.
says, so he carried me in the spirit into the wilderness, And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads.
Who is that beast? And we say it, man, I done said it so many times. The beast is represent NATO and the EU. The
Huh.
woman that sits upon the beast is America.
America, yeah.
Babylon the great whore.
That's
That
right.
great city. Not Vatican City.
That's right.
And having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked
Which represent a form of royalty.
Mhm.
Because everybody, the dream is to come to America. At one time, America was the place to be.
golden
Yeah.
city.
Oh, the UN is in America. It's not a mistake that the UN of all countries, the United Nations of all countries, will be headquartered in the new in America, in New York.
Con, yeah.
That's why the tribes. Another reason the tribes were coming here. They were coming here for a so-called better life, like that play. What was it West Side Story?
Yep.
It's about the so-called Puerto
Irish
Ricans.
and Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
They were both Jake.
They were
fighting
both
against each
Jakes
other.
fighting against each other. There's a song from that play. I want to live in America.
Yep, yep.
I want to
Everything
go to
free.
America.
Everything free
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah.
America, America. And that song, I'm gonna listen to that whole song.
Yeah.
Because that song was talking about the good things in America and the bad things that the Puerto Ricans were receiving.
Right.
If you listen to that song, it was duality there.
Duality.
You know?
Yeah. There's also another song. There's a group called Jay Black and the Americans. They had a song "Only in America." You know. If
And then
you-
the
yeah.
Puerto Rican chicks were singing the good things, if I remember correctly.
Right.
They were singing the good things about America, and the Puerto Rican men were singing the bad things about America.
Yeah, because Rita.
How they was being treated, you know?
Yeah, Rita Moreno. She played the in the movie version of
Yep.
West Side. She played a Puerto Rican, Rita Moreno.
I saw a movie.
Yeah. And her brother didn't like America, but she had stars in her eyes for America.
Yep,
Just
yep,
like
yep.
Apostle Alatar said. That's true.
That's it.
It's true.
Con.
See how we can take your pop culture and mix it with the scriptures?
Yep. Ooh, baby.
You got it, brother.
It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colored, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
So that's what that means, brothers. America being the great country to come to. Everybody wants to come to America.
And you know where Solomon got most of his gold from?
Oh, America, right?
Right here.
Yeah, right here.
Ophir.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had Ophir.
Ophir.
The
That was
trees.
the best gold on the planet. And he had that cycle going back and forth, 3-year cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were bringing back tons of gold, man.
Trees too. The trees,
The
lumber.
trees,
Yeah,
yep. Peacocks, yep.
Yeah.
Apes,
Yeah,
certain stones.
yeah.
So America was a vast, beautiful country, man.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
Yeah.
It was like Brazil. It was pretty much like Brazil. Brazil is considered the lungs of the earth because of the tree scenery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a destroyer.
But in America, you had nothing. But when they came over here, it was nothing but land, vast land, grass, greens. You
Yeah.
know?
And America pretty much they got tropical beaches, and they got damn near everything.
They got the best of every goddamn
Yeah.
thing.
The best harbors. The
And
best harbors.
That's why Esau is here.
Yeah.
The
Herbs.
fatness of the land. The blessing was the fatness of the land. You're going to get America where all the gold is. The gold of Ophir.
That
And
was like-
Ophir is America. Remember that.
That's right. That's
I
right.
got a key. You know me. I got a
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
Throwing it in your face in case you forget.
Yeah, somebody put a comment. Somebody put a comment. Oh, KDC said it used to be the Garden of Eden, your park place, beautiful place.
That's true. Well, actually, it was Eden
Yeah,
because the whole earth was Eden.
the whole earth was Eden. Yeah,
They said that, remember there was a garden eastward in
in Eden. Yeah,
So the whole earth is a garden, which is joy.
It was a
Yeah.
paradise.
It was a paradise, and it's going to be a paradise again.
It says the 1492, the taking of paradise.
Oh, beautiful.
Christopher
beautiful,
Columbus.
Beautiful observation.
Cristobal Colon, the devil.
It was called Conquest of Paradise.
Conquest of
You
paradise.
know, because when they came over here, it was a paradise.
Con.
which Cristobal Colon never made it here to America.
That's right.
He made it to the lower America.
Yeah, the lower Americas never made it to the mainland. He was in the islands. You got it, brother.
It says, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And it's fitting that this land became America, which the name America means bitter. And that's exactly what it's become. It's become bitter.
Amargo. Amargo.
Yeah.
Bitterness.
And it's going to receive a bitter destruction. You know?
It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
That's it.
Mystery. Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
It's a
Right.
mystery.
That's why the majority, you ask any person out here on the street, what is Babylon in the book of Revelation? They wouldn't know.
They can't tell you.
That's right.
So
And
it's
that-
a mystery.
And this all breaks
But the
down.
prophets can tell you. Why? Because the Lord revealeth his mystery unto his servants, the prophets. Amos 3 and 7.
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai broke the 7 seals,
Yeah.
which John the apostle was.
Time. And that breaks down the Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Breaks down to 666
666, yep.
in the Hebrew.
And the heat broke. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. And with the
Right there, you
Oh,
go
man.
to Daniel 7.
Woo!
There's so many scriptures. You can
Oh,
go
my
to.
goodness.
Revelation 18,
That's the slave
You know?
trade.
Deuteronomy 28th chapter,
Yeah.
slave trade,
Yeah.
Joel,
third chapter, yep.
Joel the 3rd chapter.
Yeah, man. There's so much atrocities that was done to the slaves by Esau. We don't even know about. You know,
To Gad.
yeah, and Gad, yeah,
Gad, Reuben,
yeah, the
Judah.
tribes basically.
You know, it wasn't no mistake that we was brought over here to serve slavery for 400 plus years.
Yeah, the lynchings and
The lynchings, that was
The-
Israel, man.
man.
But then vocab can't see that.
yeah, we're supposed to forget
Oh,
that.
we're gonna sell each other. We're gonna go in a ship.
Slavery,
We're gonna have on a ship.
yeah.
And we're gonna have signs with Israelite for sale. Israelite for sale.
Slavery in the USA. He said that. Egghead, you an asshole, man.
Yeah.
This is the same nigga that said
Oh, he's
slave.
going in now?
No, I'm just saying, if he is.
You better not come
I
out.
was just thinking
Kick him
about.
right off.
Here's the dude talking about slavery in the USA. We're gonna make you, and here you, Egghead, you sitting with him, cozying up to him.
Yeah, you were cozying up to that motherfucker, man. You told him he was an Israelite.
Yeah.
And you didn't even ask him about the Edomite thing.
Slavery in the
You know,
USA.
Tahar, you know, he always asks you about what happened to the Edomites, and you always say that they were done away with. Could you do me a favor? Could you tell me when and where? He didn't even say that, man.
And honestly, when I first met
So the
you,
Most High took your fucking spirit,
yeah,
you motherfucker.
when I first met you, honestly, when I came around that, because I first met him in a restaurant, remember?
Yeah.
When I came around that partition and I saw you, you were sitting there with all them tattoos all over you. I said, what the fuck is that? You know?
I ain't never had no desire to put. I always knew that something ain't right.
Yeah.
Tattoos, man.
This dude had tattoos from head to toe. Like
Because
that's
he wanted to be the man.
like Lisa in Culture, head to toe. This dude was tatted up, man.
He was trying to be something he wasn't.
No, he was trying to be a bad man.
Yeah,
He was trying to be a rude boy.
yeah. With
Yeah,
all them tats.
I heard the part where he came from, it wasn't even all that, you know? He was just like one of them,
He was like this guy in 8 Mile.
yeah.
What's this guy?
Clarence,
Yeah, Clarence.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. Clarence.
Yep, yep,
and Clarence had two nice parents.
yep, yep.
Probably went to a Catholic church, Catholic school.
Yeah, probably did.
It says, Revelation 17, middle of the 6th verse. And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. It says, and the angel
Yeah,
said-
he was, he was taken by
Smitten.
the smitten because he
Yeah.
actually saw a woman. So the woman probably had part of her nipple hanging out.
Yeah,
She has some nice thick legs,
they're big breasts probably.
big breasts.
Yep.
fat booty.
Her hair was nice.
Cause you know how Israelite men, how we like our women. We like our women thick, not like Esau. Esau like them Crepella type women. Hey, Google Crepella.
Oh no, I already see it. Oh, no Google Propeller. You
For the
will not-
Flintstones.
You will not like what you see.
You a troll.
You like that Crepella? Not us, man. We like our women thick and voluptuous, man.
Yep.
That's how I like my woman. I don't want no skinny bitch. You know?
And well, America wasn't no no skinny bitch.
I like women thick, man. Benjamin
Well, she
too.
was thick. She was thick.
Shit.
Miss America.
She was thick, man. She had the nice calves. She had the slave bracelet on.
Somebody put olive oil. Yeah, I never found olive oil attractive. I don't know how Popeye got to be he got to be an Edomite. He wasn't no janky. Olive oil was not attractive, man.
Well, yeah, that's right. I go ahead, reading on.
Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath 7 heads and horns.
That's right.
And the beast...
And you got, I'm sorry to break, come in. But anyway, you got a lot of, going back to them Christians, showing you that the Christians do not know the scriptures, man. How many Christians you know that's going to come out and say Babylon the Great is a miracle? Not many.
Con.
Not many.
That's right.
That's it.
You know, and this is why they try to say that the Vatican is Babylon the Great, because of the 7 heads. It's not talking about the 7 hills. It's talking about, and it breaks down in the same chapter what those 7 heads
The
are.
7 heads represent 7 kings,
Yeah.
men in rulership,
That's right.
countries, mountains as they call it in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life for foundation of the world.
Those are the ones that's not part of the elect.
When they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is.
Yeah.
Just dealing with America. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Which proves to you that I wasn't talking about no 7 hills.
Yeah,
That was Britain,
short,
right?
The short space
Yeah.
was Britain.
Britain, yeah.
Britannia.
Because America came out of Britain.
Out of Britain.
That's right. And the beast that was, and is not, which is America, even he is the 8th,
Yep.
and is of the 7.
Because he came out of Britain.
Well, he
America.
came out of the 7, not the 7th, but the 7th.
Right.
He came out of the 7th, but in particular, Rome. I mean, Britain.
Britain. Yeah, yeah.
Britain.
And goeth into perdition.
The tradition that's being destructive.
Destruction.
And
Yeah.
that destruction is nuclear destruction by fire.
Yeah, there was a movie called Road to Perdition. What happened to the Tom Hanks and they all died. They all got killed. All towards the end of the movie. So perdition means destruction.
John, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
And we broke that down, the 1 hour.
These have one mind.
That was like 41 point something years.
42 years. Yeah.
42 years. Okay.
It says, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Yeah, one world order, one
Yeah,
world
that's
system.
The EU.
Which we were speaking about that earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what that whole Brexit situation is all about.
And that's the same thing Antiochus Epiphanes. If you go back, because Elder Apostle Tar always talk about secular history, you go back to secular history, Antiochus Epiphanes wanted the same thing. One world order,
One world order.
one world government.
God.
Because we know about secular history back here. Why you think they're afraid of the Israelite groups, but in particular, Great Millstone? I wonder why. You got it,
Verse
brother.
14, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai.
For he is Lord of lords and faithful.
Now, why is
Which
it?
are us. And if you want to go into detail, 2nd Ezra 13,
God.
which we're not going to go into.
Yeah, which that's beautiful because I was going to say, why is the Lamb going to overcome them? Because the way Yahweh Shai is coming back, Isaiah 47, he said, I shall not meet thee as a man. So,
Coming back as a terrible angelic force.
boy, you in. All we can say to you, you're in for it, man. You done pissed off the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, man.
And the Lord of Lords.
And
He's
he
Lord.
he ain't one to be pissed off, man. Scripture said, kiss the son, lest he be angry. He's angry,
See,
man.
these women, they're drinking of the cup of the whore.
Oh yeah, that's why they drink
Some
that.
Moabites come over
Yeah.
to America.
You know, these women,
All
they're
in Japan and certain places around the world, you have
Japan, yeah.
McDonald's, Burger King.
Yep.
Even when you go to see the pyramids in Egypt, right next to it, you got Burger King, Wendy's.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
check that out.
Well, in China, you got Hooters restaurant.
You got Hooters
In China, man. Now, this was a place, I remember back in the day, China.
You got KFC in China.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, China was called the Forbidden Land, something like that.
Yep, yep.
Behind that great wall, the Wall of China,
Yeah, the Forbidden City.
the Forbidden City, because they wasn't letting foreigners into there. Now, China is like, you go to China, it's like going to New York. Or like going to any major city in America. Yeah,
Taiwan.
Hong Kong, Taiwan.
Those cities are more advanced than the cities over here in America.
Yeah,
Got a lot of Edomites that live and have children over there in different parts of China and Taiwan.
and then you got the so-called Chinese. They're going over to Africa, and they're buying up land and laying down with the women like it's no tomorrow.
Having babies with them.
And then that's that scripture in the Apocrypha. It says, "Woe unto you, Babylonia, thou art partaker of the
Asia, right?
of the woe unto you, Asia. I'm sorry, woe unto you, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon."
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So that's the prophecy right there in real time.
Got it. Verse
Yeah.
15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. You know, this is not talking about.
So
the
how you
Vatican.
get the Vatican City in there?
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't got a bunch of people in the Vatican City talking all numerous types of languages, you know?
You guys are
And that
reprobates,
dude,
man.
Nas did that just to come against us.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
But you were
well,
really coming against the Most High.
yeah,
But you're lying, you're leading the people astray.
yeah.
Well, ain't not too many people following you anyway. So you're
Yeah.
not really leading too much of anybody astray.
Yeah.
And they all know that you came from GMS. And you made that statement. Remember that statement? If you can confound the elders of GMS
Yeah.
on 34th Street, I'll deny the Lord's name. Now, didn't you call yourself a confounded? Debate me, Tahar! Debate me! And debating is wicked.
Yeah. That's right.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Well, he's a nobody looking for attention.
Come.
You know, that's all
The
it is.
nowhere man, like the song.
Yeah, like
said,
the Beatles,
"No
yeah.
man, please missing.
You
You
don't
don't
know
know
what you're missing.
what you're missing. The world at your command.
I think Bob Dylan. I think Bob Dylan wrote that song for the Beatles.
That's a bad song.
Yeah, no way, man. He's a real.
He's a real no man land.
And the way it starts.
He's that's not the lyrics. He's a real nowhere man.
Yeah.
Sitting in his
Nowhere
nowhere
land. Making there's nowhere plans for nobody.
nowhere man. La 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 please. Gotta have fun with this thing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And that's why you guys fall off too, because you don't have fun with
You
it.
don't know how to
The
bend.
Most High allows us to have fun with this thing, man.
You gotta bend.
Remember, stammering lips and another
Another tongue.
tongue shall he speak to his people.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be able to bend. You can't be rigid. You gotta be able to bend.
Or you'll
Salt
snap.
on that meat,
What even Bruce Lee said in the Game of Death.
Yeah.
You see this bamboo?
Yes.
It's very flexible.
Yeah.
And when your fancy routine
Team
cannot,
cannot keep up with the
elusiveness of this.
of this bamboo. All I can say is, brother, you're gonna be in trouble. Something like that. Yeah, he's a Jake, man. Bruce Lee, man. He was a Jake, man.
Jake, man.
And when your flashy routine cannot keep up with this.
elusiveness of this bamboo.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Verse-
We got the bamboo back here. The big bamboo. The big bamboo. You got it,
It's a
man. You got
living
it.
document. Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
What does that
Missiles.
mean?
Come on.
What does that mean?
Come on.
The missiles.
Come on.
The missiles.
How's that the arrows? How's that
missile.
gonna, you know?
How is that the Vatican?
The missiles.
No,
The
but there's,
ICBM.
That's right. That's
there's
right.
no such thing as a missile.
You guys are crazy, man.
For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
Ooh.
Damn.
When the destruction comes and the kingdom comes. The kingdom comes.
It says, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Where the fuck is this? Hold up, man. Where the fuck is the Vatican City? That means the whole world would be Roman Catholic, man. If Vatican City was ruling over the whole world, that would be, everybody would be a Roman Catholic, man. You would
That's
not
it.
have no Muslims.
That's it.
You would not have no Jehovah's Witness. You have no Baptists. You have no. You have none of them religions, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll all be taking that flat little white wafer, that wafer cookie.
So everybody, the whole world would have to go to mass on Sunday,
Yeah, go on Sundays.
and everybody's leaving the Roman Catholic Church left and right
Yeah,
because of the homosexuality.
yeah, the pedophiles,
Pedophilia.
pedophile.
Crimen solicitationem. However you
Yeah.
pronounce
Yeah,
it.
yeah, crimen solicitationes.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Look that up, crimen solicitationes.
Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with her glory.
That's
And he
right.
cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every fowl in the cage. And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of unclean, and hateful bird.
Now, High Priest Ariel used to break that down, like as he was talking about when so-called white man came over here to America. He was that unclean bird, hateful bird.
Yeah, that's in Revelation. You read that in Revelation 18 right now?
Come.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He used to say I was talking about the white man came over here.
Yeah.
And the unclean bird is the faggot.
Yep.
Was in Spanish. When you call somebody a faggot,
Yeah,
how do you
yeah,
say it in Spanish?
Pato.
Pato. But then you call him something else.
Maricón.
Well, pato means duck, right?
Yeah, duck.
Yeah, it's like slang for faggot.
Right, bird. But it ain't talking about that, because when you go in the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter, it breaks it down.
That's beautiful.
You know, tells you what the unclean birds is, because this place is going to be a desert.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's going to dwell here is wild creatures.
Desert-like creatures.
Yeah, desert-like creatures, vultures, and it tells you the birds, bidden.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's why in that vision that was it A.A. Allen, his prophecy said, he said that he saw, when he looked through the telescope, which he said represented the vision, he saw Seattle, he saw Oregon, he saw New York, he saw all these different places. But how did he recognize it? Because they were borders, they had specific
monuments.
monuments and skyscrapers, and certain certain things that they had that you can describe it.
Yeah, yeah,
But at the end of the day, when the destruction comes, there's not going to be you won't be able to see where one state ended and the other one starts.
the stones of emptiness.
It's going to be sand. It's dust.
Come.
Dust in the wind.
Dust in the wind.
Oh, that's Kansas. Dust.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich
The
with
kings
the
of
abundance of her delicacy.
There ain't no merchants in Vatican City, man. You might
Yeah.
have a gift shop.
That's right, that's
There
right.
ain't no merchants. Ain't no merchandise being sold
Yeah.
on a big level in the Vatican City.
Right.
They're talking about America.
Yeah, the Vatican City, that's an inbound city. That's not near the,
Right,
it's in. You got to go inbound.
right.
This city would have great ports and great harbors.
Ships.
Great ships would be able to deliver to that city. This is talking about what? America, man. They ain't talking about no Vatican City. Vatican City is an inbound city. Okay? You have to go into the mainland to get to Vatican City.
Right.
So what needed for seaports and all of that? You guys are crazy, man.
It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partaker of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues.
Now, one scripture that comes to mind every time we read that, 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, where it tells you that the Lord shall descend from heaven with a shout.
Right.
Now, that shout is come out of her, my people. And that's going to be said in Hebrew. And that's the Lord taking up his elect. Okay, which we'll be able to understand it because we practice speaking and understand the Hebrew anyway.
Yeah, Ariana used to teach that come out of my people, then you got to leave America.
Yeah,
You know, you got to
Yeah, I remember that. Yep,
Get your passports. Which GOCC was teaching us bullshit too.
Yeah.
That's not talking about that.
that's right. You know, when it tells you that First Thessalonians, the Lord shall descend from heaven with a shout. That shout is come out of my people, and it's going to be said in Hebrew. Now, I don't think that's impossible because when Apostle Saul, when he was knocked off the horse, he heard a voice in Hebrew. He heard that voice, and the voice told him, look, I am Yahushua, whom you're persecuting. All right, so it's nothing for the Lord to do that. Show up in those chariots, a voice come out the chariots. Hey, wait a minute, at the transfiguration, right? Then a voice come out the chariot.
Yep.
This is my beloved son, in whom well pleased, hear ye him.
That's right.
So it's nothing for the Lord to do that, man. And that's going to bug people out. They're going to hear that voice and they're going to bug the hell out, man. You got it, brother.
It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, her wickedness.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
Yep.
In the cup which
Oh,
she
there's
has
that
filled,
cup. There's that
filled
cup
to her
again.
double.
There's that cup again. Didn't the guy see a cup in the vision?
Yep.
That's it.
And he said that torch that she had, they said the hand that came from heaven took the torch out and put an actual cup in her hand. And I believe it said they had a sword.
Oh, check that out. And there's no doubt that all these monuments that America has, every last one of them going to be destroyed, man.
Oh yeah. Well,
The
there
Lord
should
is-
be a visiting. I'm sorry, Pastor.
No, you got it.
There
bro.
should be a visiting upon her idols.
Yeah, look at it. Wow, look at that. You smoked it with that one, bro.
Espiritu Santo.
Yeah.
All right. So.
And we we love doing this, man. You know, this is what gets us.
We love singing this song.
We love singing this song. Nothing I can say after that. And we know the lyrics too.
God.
We know the beat. We know the changes.
The melody,
Yeah, because you know songs have changes in it.
bridges, changes.
Yeah. You got the chorus. Yep. First verse, second verse, the bridge. You got the bridge. James Brown always talking about take it to the bridge. Yeah. You got it. Bro.
Verse 7. How much he hath glorified himself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Yep.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day,
One day.
death and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
There you go.
For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
And the Lord himself is coming with fire in those chariots.
That's
Luke
right.
12:49. Those chariots are going to fly across America. Now it tells you that in Zechariah the 5th chapter. This is the curse that goeth forth over the whole earth.
Yep.
That's Yahushua in them chariots. But he's especially going to come to America and bring some serious destruction after he delivers his elect.
God,
When he's done delivering his elect, forget about it, man.
it's over.
It's over.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, that's those other nations. How are they going to see the smoke? Because this place is going to be televised from the satellites in outer space. You got these different networks, 24-hour networks all around the world. They're going to broadcast America's destruction to the rest of the world.
RT News, Al
RT,
Jazeera,
yeah.
Press TV.
Press TV.
Yep.
Man, there's about 1,000 different
News channels.
news channels.
Yeah. Worldwide.
It's going to be filmed on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube International.
Yeah. All the world will see it.
Standing afar off.
And you know what that's going to serve to do? It's going to serve to glorify the name of Yahweh.
Oh,
Baal Shem Yah.
Almost deaf.
Yeah. It's going to serve to glorify the name of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua. That's how his name is going to be glorified once again
Yep. Just like it was during the time of Egypt.
during
It's gonna
Egypt.
It's going to be more. It's going to be that times 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
10,000.
Oh yeah. Everybody's going to want to know who the hell did this destruction. And that's when they're going to know Yahweh. We're going to tell them. The only one power, Yahweh, did that
You
destruction.
know, we're going to go around and we're going to enslave everybody.
Yeah.
And
said.
beat the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So we the Heavenly Father, how about
And
Shemi
that's what
Ashai?
Esau's afraid of.
Oh yeah.
That's why they're coming against the whole
So
Israelite
heavy.
thing.
Yeah.
Especially GMS.
Oh, yeah.
When they got that chart that they got of all the different groups, guess what? GMS is on the top.
Oh, it's on the top.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about that. They got all our faces. They got little pictures there. This guy is this guy, and this guy is this guy.
We're a spiritual threat to them.
Yeah. Just like Yahushua was a spiritual threat to Herod. As soon as Yahushua was born, Herod wanted to go worship. He didn't want to go worship the little baby. He wanted to kill the little baby.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a devil.
You think Herod ain't back now?
Oh, well, whoever he is, I want him.
Yeah, Khan.
Me want him.
Yes. Go ahead, brother. You got
Verse
it.
10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas,
Now, what do you think standing afar off means? Meaning they're going to be able to see via the satellites that are in outer space. They're going to broadcast the images. They're going to see America's destruction.
in other countries?
Yeah. I mean, it's so plain, man.
It says, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That's 60 minutes. 1 hour.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
Yep.
For no man buyeth their
merchandise.
merchandise anymore.
That's
Come on,
right.
man. I ain't talking about no
They're
fucking
going to
Vatican,
stop going
yeah.
to the Vatican's gift shop.
Yeah.
Nah, they're going to stop going to the Vatican's gift shop.
Stop buying them
Vatican
Catholic
gift
Bibles.
shop.
Buy the little Peter, Peter, which is nothing but Zeus.
Yeah.
Right.
Vatican
Come
gift
on,
shop.
man.
Vatican gift shop.
Cut it out with that bullshit.
You lost it, Nas. Not that you ever really had it. Because you was always proud, man.
That fire's going to burn that gift shop down, baby.
Yeah. Scriptures say this. The
Come
Lord,
on. Come on, Nas.
Son,
he
Come
was,
on. son.
I thought you was better than that.
yeah.
Wait
He
for
was
it to
always
get
proud.
fucked up.
And we're going to close it. We're going to get ready to close it.
Okay. Just close it right now?
Yeah, just close it right now.
All right, so-
They know it. They know the rest of it.
You know the deal, brothers.
You know
Lord
the rest
willing.
of the song.
Lord willing, next week. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to elect.